On and Instagram, great to have you here. Got some ones going on. Got it live streamed. There we go. Hey, listen, we're finishing up chapter 1 in the master course. That's what we're having a conversation with. Let me make sure I put this here like so. Speaker view, and it's muted. So here we go. Good morning, everybody. Great to have you here. Awesome, Rich. Great to read that starting the week off. Amazing. So here we are. It's good to be home. I didn't. When I woke up in bed this morning, I had to literally walk out of the room because I wasn't sure what room I was in, where I was at. Yeah. If you've ever been that tired to wake up and go, where am I? Without any extracurricular activities of alcohol or anything involved. So it says here, we finished up yesterday, but I said, Mr. Carnegie, you can depend on me, sir, to complete it, and you are living this here. You are living with the fact that Mr. Carnegie didn't pick wrongly. When you made a decision, when you have done what you've done, what is the proof that you didn't pick wrongly, right? What's the proof that if somebody's following you, they didn't prove wrongly? What are you going to do today to give somebody the chance for them to utter those words, right? If they're a follower of yours, if they're a community member of yours, if they purchased one of your personal products, if they joined you in business, how do you get them to say with confidence, I didn't make a bad choice? One of the ways you could do it is you could ask them. Now that's crazy stuff, right? Ask them. Wouldn't that be silly? Hey, listen, how are you going to know you made a good choice? Does that make sense? It's powerful. It's powerful. And you not only have the right to ask that, you also have a responsibility to ask that, right? As somebody's sponsor, as somebody's business partner, you have a responsibility to ensure that they're going to succeed. Now, you be responsible to them, not for them. I get it. I'm not saying you got to go do the work for them. What I am saying is that give them a chance to win. And a lot of times, the way somebody's mindset is, they can't see the winning because of their previous programming, right? That's what we talk about in the trainings that I teach called Secret Sauce Self-Talk. All right, here we go. Last part of chapter 1. I'm going to see if I can get through it. Yes, it's only 2 pages. I should be easily able to get through this. He knew what he was about, meaning Mr. Carnegie knew what he was about. He found something in the human mind, in my mind, Napoleon Hill's mind, that he'd been searching for over years. He found it. I didn't know its value, but I found out its value later. I want you to recognize its value because you have the same thing in your mind. The same capacity to know you want to be, the same capacity to know what you want to be, determined that, and to be determined that you'll get it, even though you don't know where to make the first start. Man, there's a lot in there. Whew, there's a lot in there. Jennifer Moran, good morning. So, excuse me. He knew what he was about. Carnegie knew what he was about, right? Richest man on the planet at the time. He found something in the human mind. There was a key. They said Carnegie was a great picker of men, right? He found something. He knew what the secret was to look for, and he found it in the human mind. My dad used to call it desire. When somebody has this capacity to continually want more. Carnegie found what that was, and he found it in Hill's mind, Napoleon Hill's mind, that Carnegie had been searching for this for years. He just didn't go, this guy seems like he's a good reporter. I wonder if he'll take the next 20 years to go research the philosophy of success. Carnegie had definiteness of purpose, didn't he? He said, and I didn't know its value. Napoleon Hill didn't know its value. Here's my question to you. Good morning. Again, good morning, Jennifer. He didn't know the value. So my question to you is, do you know the value of your mind? Do you know the value of the secret capacity, of the success capacity that still awaits inside of your mind? You follow me on this? This is huge, right? Again, in Think and Grow Rich, it said no fewer than 100 times has the secret to success been written in these pages. It's up to you to see it. It's up to you to find it. Napoleon Hill found out the value of that later on, for millions and millions of dollars were paid to him for having worked to find that part of the mind, to work to find that opening, that connection, that source. So, I didn't know its value. How many of this is Hill talking? I didn't know its value, but I found out its value later. This is what's called dreaming. We don't even know how good we are. You want to know how good you are? Ask some of your friends. Ask some of your inner circle if you're pretty good. Emerson said, there's something you do so well, people wish they could do it half as good. I want you to recognize its value because you have the same thing in your mind, Hill tells us, the reader. The same capacity to know what you want, the same capacity to know what you want. Waddle said in the book Science of Getting Rich, there is a thinking stuff from which all things are made, permeates and penetrates, and fills the inner spaces of the universe. A thought held in that substance will be produced by the thinking stuff. We must move from there's more to it. We must move from the competitive mind to the creative mind. What are you going to create today? What new thought can you have? What new syntax can you put on an old idea and make it better, make it beneficial, make it serve you and others, and you acquire the tenfold return? I was listening to something yesterday driving back home, and it was, there's three parts to it. There was prayer, there was, and I can't think of the other two things, but the way they added up the results and the returns, it'll come to me in a bit, and if not, I've got somebody else who knows about what that was talking about that can share it here in a bit. Think of Madame Marie Curie. Starting out to find radium. All she knew was that theoretically there should be some radium somewhere out there in the universe. Think about that. I don't even know where it is, but it should be out there in the universe. Talking about looking for a needle in a haystack, that's looking for a needle in the universe, searching for radium, and all she had was a theory. She put such faith back of that theory that she developed, refined, and brought forth the first radium ever produced in the world. So here's what I want you to do. Let's play along here. Let's get creative. How many of you would like to expand your thinking right now? How many of you would like to expand your awareness right now? Drop an E in the chat if you want to expand your awareness. So here's the part. Put your name in there. Fill in the blank. Think of Sean Murphy starting out to find, what is it you want to find? Think about this. Write this down. This would be pretty cool for you to work on. Pretty cool to trigger your reticular activating system. Think of Jennifer J-Mo starting out to find absolute joy, wonder, peace. Worldwide author, super amazing, sexy actress. Think of blank, starting out to find blank. All you have was that theoretically there should be some blank there. Right? Don't you have, based on theory, Because somebody else may have achieved your financial goal, your monetary, your stuff goal, the level of the house, right? Was listening to 50 Cent, 50, is that how you say it? 50 Cent? The musician. You may know him as a rapper. I call him a musician. And he was talking about how things changed in his life. And theoretically, all of the money that he was looking for was out there. Theoretically, all that you're looking for is out there, isn't it? In the universe. What's available to us in the universe? Everything in the future. Not in the past. Don't use your past evidence to limit your future success. Well, I haven't done it before, so I can't do it in the future. That's I think, I forget who said it, but that's stinking thinking. So, think of your name, starting out to find blank. And it could be the goal for today. All you knew was theoretically there should be some blank somewhere out there in the universe. How far away is the solution you're looking for? Is it traveling to you from Pluto? From Neptune? Now, if I was in second grade, I'd say, is it traveling to you from Uranus? But I wouldn't do that. That'd be a cheap joke. That would just be crazy, wouldn't it? Talk about looking for a needle in a haystack. You're looking for a needle in the universe. Y'all follow me on this? You put so much faith back of that theory that you developed that it's got to be out there. Think about it. It's got to be out there. What would happen to your level of confidence if all of a sudden the goal that you're searching for today, this week, this year, the rest of this year, the goal you were searching for, you said, it's out there. It's got to be out there. Do you feel that change in your body? Drop a B in the chat if you feel the change in your body. Do you feel that change in your body when you say, it's got to be out there? It has to be out there. Thoughts are things, and if you think it, it's got to be out there, baby. You put so much faith back of that theory that you developed, refined, and you brought forth the first, fill in the blank, your goal, ever produced in the world. Do you realize you're operating on the same level as Madame Curie? Because if it shows up, when that goal shows up, when that idea shows up, when that joy shows up, when that thing of yours shows up, and it shows up for you, and all of a sudden, it is the first time it has ever been produced in your world. Listen, there is no economy out there. There's only your economy. My economy doesn't affect your economy. It may influence it. It may defluence it. It may cause some extra added value to it, but it is not, my economy is not your economy. My world is not your world. Sometimes our worlds bump into each other. Sometimes they collide in time and space. Sometimes they circle around like planetary objects do. Your world is still your world. My world is still my world. You get that? You hear that? Do you feel that? So if the idea, the thought, the concept, the thing that you're wishing for, what changes if all of a sudden you sit in a level of belief, of faith, of gratitude that it is 100%, it's got to be out there. It's kind of like I was looking for my glasses yesterday in a vehicle. I had them. I knew I had them. I had them on. I was wearing them. I took them off, put on my sunglasses, my cool shades. I put on my sunglasses, and then when dark comes, I'm not 50 Cent, so I don't need to be wearing sunglasses walking into gas stations. So I was looking for they had to be somewhere. And here, how many of you get this? How many of you get this from your friends? Well, they're somewhere. Drop an S in the chat if you know you're looking for something and somebody said to you, well, they're somewhere. Boy, don't you just want to give him the Nobel Prize for Captain Obvious? I'm going to get yelled at later because the couple of people who said it to me are on this call this morning. Well, they're somewhere, and you're absolutely right. Is not the goal that you're seeking today, is not the joy you're seeking today, is not that task accomplished, the box checked off, is that not somewhere today? Theoretically, it's out there in the future. It is not back there in the past. Yet how many people are struggling with what's coming by using the past? Is this making sense? I hope it is. My daddy said if it makes sense, it'll make dollars. Here we go. Isn't it marvelous that the human mind could do a thing like that? Boy, you gotta love Hill. Next to that achievement, your petty oppositions and problems are nothing at all. That's not me scolding you. That's Napoleon Hill giving you a little time to step up a little. Next to that achievement, finding radium from the universe, it's got to be out there, a theory backed by faith and confidence and daily activity. She found it, the first radium in all of the world. Do you realize we would celebrate as you find that gold today? That's the first time it's ever been seen in the world. And yet we will sometimes, as the searcher, when we find it, go, okay, yeah, that's okay. Well, no big deal. I mean, I knew it was coming. We have to celebrate. Praise. If repetition is the mother of all success, praise is its father. We've got to put a little praise. We got to do the JM3, Joseph McClendon III. Put your right hand up, lean forward a little bit, and pat yourself on the back. These problems that we worry about day in and day out are nothing in comparison to the problems that faced Madame Curie or Thomas Edison when he was working on the incandescent electric lamp, or Henry Ford when he was building the first automobile. It took a tremendous amount of faith. It took continuous faith, definiteness of purpose before those great men of achievement could achieve. How much more faith poured into you would it take to reach that next goal, that next big goal? I saw it put in here. Let me look here for a second. The three things: prayer, gratitude, and hope. I think those are the three things. And what it did was it said, but on each one of them, right, we said 100-fold. Usually there's a 10-fold. So when you have prayer, when you do prayer, when you pray for your goal, when you pray for that thing that you're doing for, that adds to the formula for the return. You follow me on this? You don't do it with the intent of the return. Yet when you do it, right, this is called the Waddles, what he said was doing things in a certain way. When you have a little bit of prayer, you add 10x to the formula. When you have some gratitude, you add a little more 10x. So now you're at 20x return for doing those two things. There's a third thing that you do that you would think the formula would go, well, if I do this and I do this, that was 10x, this is 10x, that's 10x, I should get a 30x return. No, it's a multiplier of the formula. And it can give you 100-fold return. Some of you have been surprised by the rewards you've received in life. You're like, man, all I did was this and I got that? All I did was this and I got that? That's because you did things in a certain way. And when you do things in a certain way, the universe says, you got it, ding, 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 ding. We got a winner, chicken dinner, right? You win the prize, you win the multiplier in Vegas, and you get the super huge payoff. What would you want today? What would a super huge payoff be for you today? Some of you might be a loved one who's not doing so hot, and you'd like to see them turn the corner, get better, have more health, feel incredible. Maybe it's you. You've got a decision that you've got to make about your future, and it comes to you easily and effortlessly. You wind up with a significant amount of confidence that you know you're making the right decision. Doubt leaves you. Procrastination leaves you. You did 10 more things today that you know that you could have done yesterday, but today you do them, you get them done, and all of a sudden you see this magnificent 100-fold return because you did things in a certain way. Jim Rohn says a handful of things done repeatedly over time will help you win. A handful of things avoided will keep you stuck where you are. Maybe you can do the handful of things today. It doesn't mean it's got to be absolutely wildly earth-shattering activities, fear-breaking moments. It's simply about doing things in a certain way. Maybe it could be all about gratitude. Maybe you sit in a deeper level of gratitude, a bigger expanse of gratitude. You'll be surprised what'll happen. All right, we're almost done. We're almost done with chapter 1, 7 sessions later. How many sessions later? 7 sessions later. Next to achieving that, your petty oppositions and problems are nothing at all. The problems that we worry about day in, day out are nothing in comparison to the problems. Okay, we read that. It took tremendous amount of faith. It took continuous faith, definiteness of purpose before those great men of achievement could achieve. What makes a great man or a great woman? Greatness is the ability, listen carefully, you may want to write this down. You may want to share this on a post. You may want to say, I learned something powerful today, because most people will really enjoy hearing this, reading this, seeing this, listening to it fall off your lips. What makes a great man or a great woman? Greatness is the ability to recognize the power of your own mind, to embrace it, and use it. Ladies, I'm going to speak to you for just a second. Some of you know that you know that you know that you know, but you want to know what knowing is bigger? So you K-N-O-W. You know that you know that you know that you know. Yet the N-O, you still know yourself, fearing how amazing you'll become. Today's the day I'm going to ask you to be self-full. Today's the day I'm going to ask you to step into your glory and use that knowing that you know that you know that you know, and it cancels out the N-O. See, one of the things that I teach and train to some of my students is that you can't know, K-N-O-W, till you know, till you N-O, till you say no to all of the distractions that keep you from your path, keep you from your passion, keep you from your mission. So, drop an S in the chat if we can get serious for just a second. Not that we haven't been, but I want you to realize what's at stake right now for you. You want to know what's at stake right now for you? Everything. Everything, everything, everything. Thanks for the S on Instagram. I can't read it because if I put my glasses on, I can't read. But if I don't have them on, I can't read the screen. So thanks. I just saw a couple S's pop up there. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Watch this. Here we go. Here we go. You ready? Somebody's waiting on you. Somebody is standing on your shoulders and they need you to just raise up. Tony Robbins talks about the 2 millimeters, right? Watch this. Just that little movement. Feel that in yourself. Sit up a little bit taller, but what happens when your chest raises up just a little bit more? Now, I understand there may be some physiology, breathing things that may not be the truth, but I can tell you this, when you're standing a little bit prouder, 2 millimeters, it's like that much of a move. From this to that. Do you feel it? Do you feel the difference? If you stood in that full boldness, right? How many of you have seen the TED Talk where she talks about the Wonder Woman pose or the Superman pose, where you stand with your legs shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit wider, your hands on your hip? You wind up with like 40% more capacity to take on risk. Google it. It's a TED Talk, the Superwoman pose. I promise you, it lowers your cortisol by like 52%. You want an unfair advantage? Take advantage of it. Simply stand in your place. Simply stand in your glory. And you'll be amazed at what happens. That's what makes that, to embrace it and use it. That's what makes greatness. In my book of rules, every man and every woman can become truly great by the simple process of recognizing in his or her own mind, embracing it and using it. So I'll read it one more time and then we'll wrap up on the Facebook community and the Instagram and YouTube. Hey, YouTube, good to see you again, YouTubers. What makes a great man or a great woman? Greatness is the ability to recognize the power of your mind, to embrace it and use it. That's what makes greatness. In this book of rules, every man and every woman can become truly great by the simple process of recognizing his or her own mind, embracing it, and using it. Man, it didn't say it had to be complicated. Right? If it's easy to do, it's also what? Easy not to do. So I would encourage you on this day, that little inkling, those little voices inside of you that say, hey, listen, I've got it. I've got my X factor. You say what it is. I've got my me factor and I'm freaking, yeah, I just did that. Hot. What if today was the day? What if today was the day you began to see all that you want is as close as your skin? You embrace it, you embody it, you feel it, you fall in love with it, and you allow it, and in the allowing you have more of what you want, and you become bewildered by your own success. That's the end of chapter 1. We'll be diving into chapter 2, and then this weekend we're going to be doing some sales training. That's with the VIP group. If you wanted to be a part of that sales training, listen, you can join for a whopping $9 a month till the end of the month, and then it's going to go up to probably $49. Because this is good stuff. This is good. Hope no kids are in the room. This is good shit. This is amazing stuff. This is 40 years of experience. $9 a month. Who am I kidding? And who are you if you don't fall in love with it? So I hope you have, listen, I wish you the best of your days. Here, I'll give you an old Irish blessing before I let you go. May the best of your yesterdays be the worst of your tomorrows. Wait, you want the worst for me? Listen to what I want the worst. The worst floor that you'll ever operate on is the best of your yesterdays. It's time to level up. It's time for you to have more of what you want and less of what you don't. I know you can do that simply by recognizing the greatness, that secret area of your mind, embracing it and using it. Have an outstanding day. So Facebook, I love you tons. I appreciate you. J-Mo, good to see you. Big hug. Can't wait to get a J-Mo hug soon. Love you tons. Facebook, love you much. I'll see y'all where? At the next event. Till then, bye for now. Instagram, you guys are rocking it. Thank you. Thanks for everybody that shows up. Thanks for everybody that shares it. I feel like a little kid. Although I've stood on stages in 30 countries, I still feel like a little kid when I see the hearts and I see the people popping up and I see comments. I'm like, oh my God, people are watching. This is so cool. I love you bunches. I appreciate you so much. Is that Jessica? Hello, Jessica. All right, so we're jumping over to the Zoom right now. I'm going to go wrap up the YouTube. It's not how it works. I put you on the wall. It's not how it works. All right, I love you tons. Thanks, Instagram. I'm your head misfit, Sean Murphy. I'll see y'all where? At the next event. And it's a wrap, people. All right, here we go. YouTube, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Listen, I'm a farm boy from Ohio. I'm figuring this out. I got more tech going on here than goodness gracious, Carter's got liver pills. So you'll have to Google that statement. That's an old statement. I just aged myself. I love you tons, YouTube. Appreciate you so much. Thank you. If you'd like to join us, you can go to personalundevelopment.com, and you can join us in the Zoom that's about to happen. All right, here we go. I got to put my glasses on. That's like on a screen all the way over there. Doobie-doobie-doobie-doobie-doop, boop, boop. I'm your head misfit, Sean Murphy. I'll see y'all where? At the next event. Tomorrow morning, same bad